have a feeling this is going to fire up some servers. So if you are a server, if you are part of a wait staff at a restaurant and you would like to weigh in, 1-855-BERT SHOW, 855-237-8746. We had a Bert Show listener email us. She wants us to settle a debate between her and her husband. She's asking, if your kid makes a mess at a restaurant, is it your responsibility to clean up, or is that why you are tipping? 1-855-BERT SHOW. Here's the email in question. I need an outside opinion on this because my husband and I are totally divided. Over the weekend, we went out to eat with friends and brought our 1-year-old along. Naturally, he dropped food on the floor. Some bits of bread, a few pieces of pasta, some shredded cheese. Nothing outrageous, but yeah, it was noticeable. We finished eating, paid the bill, and were about to leave when my husband stopped and asked, "You're really not going to clean that up?" I told him that's what the restaurant staff is for. But he said it felt wrong to just leave the mess like that. I get that it wasn't a tiny spill, but it also wasn't like he threw an entire plate of food on the ground. Plus, we left a really good tip to acknowledge the extra work. But my husband wasn't having it. Before I knew it, he was down on his hands and knees, picking up food off the floor like we owed the restaurant a deep clean. I told him he was being dramatic, but now he thinks I was being inconsiderate. So am I wrong? Should parents be responsible for picking up after their little ones in restaurants, or is that just part of what staff expects? Ooh. All right, Mo, as somebody who is a fellow server, you did your, you paid your dues at Joe's Crab Shack.
Did my time.
That seriously, I feel like that should be mandatory. Everybody should be a server for at least a month.
Couldn't agree more. Absolutely. You learn a lot in doing so, and maybe that's why I'm on this side of the debate that I am, because I really can't see the logic in both sides. But I'm all for doing your part and just trying to help your server a little bit. I see nothing wrong with that. I get the whole mindset of, yeah, that's what we're tipping for, but that doesn't mean you have to make their job harder if you don't have to. Like, you don't have to scrub the table. Yeah. You don't have to go, like if I'm going to the dentist, I don't purposely make my mouth worse so that the dentist has more work to do. I'll still brush my teeth before I go. It doesn't mean that the dentist still doesn't have to do their job. So for me, I see nothing wrong with trying to keep it as tidy as you possibly can. Even if I'm giving the serve stuff, I'll stack it to make it easier for them. Just little things that go a long way.
This is something I never got as a kid, because I remember when we would stay in hotels, like when we would go on family vacations, my parents would always insist that we would clean up the room somehow. We would, put the sheets in a certain place, or we would do our best. If we found a trash chute, we would take out the trash. And I never understood why you would do that when you're paying people technically to do that for you. But I think it's just you got to have the mindset that we got to help each other out. Like, we all have a job to do in some capacity, and if we can help each other in some way to make each other's jobs easier, it's just important to do that, because just because it's their job doesn't mean you have to make it harder.
Hey, Charmaine, welcome to the Bert Show. Staff responsibility or parent responsibility?
Parents. So sorry.
That's okay. You were so amped up that you just said the last word I said.
I was about to say, I'm like, you said that with your chest too.
Parents responsibility, huh?
Definitely. I completely agree with what Mo said.
Okay. Are you a parent or are you a server?
Current parent, former server, 13 years, past life, but parents' responsibility.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Charmaine. So as a former server for many years and now as a current parent, if Jimmy drops like chunks of food on the floor, I'm picking that up. I'm grabbing a napkin and I'm picking it up before we leave. Mm-hmm. All right, Danielle, is it the staff's responsibility or is it the parent's responsibility?
Definitely parent responsibility. I'm a parent now, server for years before, and I recognize that every time now, and I make sure to clean up after when they were little and there was extra food on the floor, I would always clean it up. I don't want to leave that for the server.
Thank you so much. You guys, it's a sweep right now. Mm-hmm. Nikki, parents' responsibility to clean up after their kid or the server?
It is the parent's responsibility, because you didn't walk in there with stuff on the floor, you pick it up. Mm-hmm. Simple as that.
You leave it the way you found it, right?
Exactly.
We're just going to keep going. 'Cause I think servers need to feel this in their soul.
Got to have a vent line.
Uh-huh. All right, Sarah, is it the server's responsibility to clean up or should the parents?
I think it depends, only because I'm a server and a parent, but if it's a small mess and I get tipped well, I'll clean it up. But if it's bodily fluids, I prefer the parents to clean it up.
Well, I would hope so.
Yeah, you ain't tipping for that. I don't care what it is.
I have had to clean up throw up before because on the table. So
Yeah.
there's that.
I've also heard conflicting reports that like this is like a major like a news report that we're doing right now.
Come on, WSB.
Yeah, right. Because I pre-bus, right? And by pre-busing, that means you sack the plates and the silverware and stuff like that to make it easier for the servers to clean the table. But I've heard that some servers don't like that because we don't do it right.
Oh,
I've heard that
I never
too.
thought of that.
Because it's kind of like loading the dishwasher. Like everyone has a certain way they like to do it.
Yeah, that's true.
The Bert Show.